We are presenting on Charter Communications' monopolistic behavior in Madison, Wisconsin, and its effects on students.
Communications was founded in 1993 and has grown over the years through acquisitions of similar companies. Currently, they are the fourth largest cable and internet provider in the U.S., and in recent months, Charter has proposed a $67.1 billion merger with communications companies Time Warner and Bright House Networks. Approval is currently delayed, but if approved, this would create the second largest communications provider after Comcast.
A monopoly is a firm that is the sole seller of a product without close substitutes, and the main cause of them are barriers to entry, which prohibit other firms from entering into the market. There are three main sources of these barriers. The first is a situation where a firm owns a key resource. Secondly, the government can give a single firm the exclusive right to produce the good, like a patent or copyright laws. Lastly, a natural monopoly may form in which a single firm can produce the entire market quantity at a lower cost than could several firms. The proposed merger between Charter and Time Warner Cable and Bright House Networks would give the company roughly 30% of market share nationally. When it comes to service providers and monopolistic behavior, though, the problem needs to be looked at a local level. Natural monopolies tend to form at local levels because of the cost of laying down wire to get the service to their customers, leaving them with limited choice as to who the provider is going to be. As long as the provider does not exploit this power by raising prices, a natural monopoly may actually be in the favor of the consumers because adding more wiring for additional services would increase the cost for them. What also needs to be understood by consumers is that a monopoly is not a guaranteed money machine. They cannot charge any price that they want and reap in the benefits by continually increasing that price because they are sensitive to consumer demand and they can still operate at a loss like a competitive firm. In order to be successful, they have to get the pricing and the output right.
Since there aren't a large number of available providers for internet or cable in Madison, students are forced to choose the service that's available to them, which is most often Charter. The lack of options gives these companies pricing power and can charge exorbitant rates to Madison's largest customer base, which are students. This charge generally takes up a large portion of a student's limited income. Cable companies are not very transparent in their pricing for services. Many have fine print that show the advertised rate is not the only fee that consumers have to pay. Other fees that are not advertised are installation fees, FCC admin fees, franchise fees, receiver rental fees, and more. This lack of transparency may cause students to pay more per month than they originally expected. The pricing also does not reflect the amount of use. Someone using the service 20 minutes a month will have to pay the same amount as someone using it constantly.
In the Madison area, the available media service providers are listed on the slide here. As you can see, there are only 3 internet providers in Madison that offer comparable service and speed. With the proposed merger of Charter and Time Warner, that number would then decrease to just 2. When compared to the other providers available in the area, Charter offers the fastest speed for the lowest rate for the initial 12 months of service.
At first glance, it looks like there are several other options available for students in Madison, which include Time Warner Cable, Dish Network, DirecTV, and Sling TV. Let's look at Time Warner Cable. Time Warner offers only one TV package. This package offers more channels at a lower price than a comparable Charter package. Unfortunately, Time Warner Cable is not available on campus in Madison and therefore is not an option for university students. Next, let's take a look at satellite dish providers. Both Dish Network and DirecTV offer comparable products to Charter Cable. Unfortunately, they require the purchase of expensive equipment, similarly to cable, and most students rent the places they live. Many landlords will not allow students to attach things like a satellite dish to the building they live in, and so this creates problems for the students and makes satellite dish not a viable option. TV seems like maybe the most viable alternative to cable in Madison. It's an internet streaming service that is only $20 a month and has no contracts associated with it. However, there's only 23 channels with the base package. The image quality is fairly low and it's limited by the internet connection that you have. It's also not very well known, which maybe makes it less of a viable option.
Our recommendations include greater transparency in pricing and additional fees so customers know exactly what they're paying for. Additionally, we recommend blocking large-scale mergers like Charter and Time Warner to prevent unequivocal pricing power in the communications market. Lastly, we recommend a pricing strategy similar to that used by utilities companies based on usage in order to be more fair on an individual use. This way, individuals like college students who don't use cable as frequently as a family, for example, can get a more appropriate rate.